The IOWN Global Forum, it was formed a few years ago, and now we are basically getting into a stage where I think it's interesting to share where we are in terms of deployments, technology, and all that. So first of all, the IOWN Global Forum, we are driving the revolution from electronics to photonics. So far, all networking and computing is based on electronics, and we are trying to drive that revolution. Photonics has certain advantages over electronics in terms of power consumption, in terms of delays and latency, and in terms of capacity. So when you have networks that they consume less power, they basically provide less delay between endpoints and provide you with more capacity. There's basically a range of new use cases that they are created or enabled, and you basically will be able to implement them and deploy them. So in the IOWN Global Forum, we are trying to look at the whole basically range of deployments or developments in the technology chain. We start with applied research, then we go into developing requirements based on use cases. So use cases and requirements, they go hand in hand. And then based on those use cases, we build proof of concept prototypes. These proof of concept prototypes, or POCs as we like to call them, they are useful in terms of refining those requirements that we saw and refining the use cases. And then finally, of course, we go into early deployments and eventually into commercial deployments. So let me discuss a bit what are the POCs that we are currently working on, and then what is the timeline so that we shed some clarity on that. The POCs we are working on right now, we are working with Geoffrey Moore's basically adoption curve. And now if we talk to early adoption POCs, we have 4. The first one is on financial institutions. So you need to connect them. You need to be able to basically use hybrid clouds where part of the data is on site and part of it is basically remote in the cloud, and you have connections, that in this case they would be optical connections that they link both together. So that's one of the the first POC, financial institutions. The second one is video production. Video production, as you know, usually you have a remote van where the event is taking place, the event you want to cover, and you need connections to that remote van and then to the central basically control where you are doing all the production. With optical connections and the POC we are developing, you can actually centralize part of those processing that happens in the van into the central location. So that's also advantageous. Then we have also a POC on remote GPUs and AI. So how to implement AI when you have, basically the processing and the GPUs remote. And lastly, 6G. How to basically leverage optical connections into a 6G network, for example, for front haul or any other types of transports. So those are the 4 POCs we've been working on right now, and we call them early adoption POCs. What is the timeline after that? Once these POCs are finished during this year, we will be seeing early deployments, as I said before, as soon as 2025. And just if you want to basically have 2 dates in your calendars, the first one will be the Mobile World Congress 2025, where the IOWN Global Forum, we have a strong presence. We will have I think a half-a-day session where we will be having panels and explaining where we are in terms of technology development. And we will also be hosting a booth, and the booth will also, we will be hosting several events. It's still to be seen how we arrange that booth, but I think it's going to be exciting. Hopefully, we can actually show some of the technological developments there. And then the second event would be the Osaka 2025 Expo. That's going to be extremely interesting in Japan, of course, where we expect to see the first early developments and deployments of IOWN technologies there. So the IOWN Global Forum, it's called a global forum because it includes basically members from all geographies. In particular, we are very strong in Asia Pacific, of course, NTT being a well-known member of the IOWN Global Forum, but also we are very strong in Europe and North America as well. Having said that, if you are interested in joining this revolution and joining the IOWN Global Forum, please go to the website, and there you will be able to join the venue and the organization and basically be part of all these efforts.